Hey, welcome back, and we are at day 11 of my 30-day journey back to a more active, healthier, and more intentional life, and we're going to dive right in. So, my Oura ring stats for yesterday, my readiness was at 84, but today it's at 73. My sleep was at 81, but today I woke up at 79, so it's a little lower. I'm going to talk about that in a second. My activity was 84 the day before yesterday, but then yesterday it ended up at 82. My sleep today and my readiness is lower because I did not sleep well last night. I was being attacked by a mosquito. It was, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a bite on the side, the back of my arm, on my finger, and also on on this arm as well. Like I still have a little bit of a welt there. So I didn't sleep, and then I put the cover on thinking, okay, and then I could hear it buzzing around, trying to get me, and it basically kept me up all night. I mean, how am I going to find a mosquito in the middle of the night? So, and then I had 2 hot flashes while I was under the covers. So it was not a great night's sleep. I'm not well rested, and I'm feeling like I'm probably going to end up going to bed really early tonight. Anyway, let's see what I ate to break my fast. I actually broke my fast around 2:15 in the afternoon. I ate 2 Brazil nuts and some cheese, manchego cheese, which is one of my favorite cheeses, while I was making lunch. So for lunch, I had some ground pork that I sauteed, and then I also air fried some of the pork belly that I had left over from the day before. And then I cooked an egg on top of the ground pork. So I have a picture of that here. I didn't plan on doing OMAD for the day, but I had meetings from 3 until 6. And then when I got out, I really wasn't that hungry. And also I've been trying to eat earlier in the day. And I figured, well, if I am hungry, I will eat, but I really wasn't feeling, I was really full for my lunch. So I did not eat anything else after that. I did have dark chocolate covered almonds before 3 o'clock, and I only had 3 pieces of that. Trying not to eat as many of them. In terms of activity, I had a super early meeting, so right after that call, I went out for a walk run, and I did an extra little loop instead of just the main loop in my neighborhood. I knew that I wasn't likely going to get exercise in the rest of the day, so I just wanted to make sure I got enough in. And lucky enough, I was actually able to meet my activity goal by mid-afternoon, so I was really excited about that. I did do a few things in my house just to make sure that I made it, but I'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. I forgot to check my ketones before I ate, so I just checked it like an hour later, hour and a half later, and my ketones were at 1.2. So that's really good. And my GKI, glucose ketone index, was at, actually I can't remember quite, but it puts me at moderate ketosis. So that's really good because I wasn't sure, if my ketones would be, I'm surprised it was even that high, but pretty happy with that. I feel really good. I don't feel puffy. You can kind of, I don't know, I can tell I'm not puffy. My hands aren't puffy, and usually when I have a lot of carbohydrate, I do tend to get a little puffier in my hands. So that's like one indicator without having to measure anything. My overall mood for the day was really good. I felt motivated, felt focused, wasn't thinking about food, wasn't really hungry or wanting to munch. So low anxiety, felt really good. And then just a thought or tip for the day. And I, kind of mentioned briefly that, I did other things in my house during the day. So I work from home, and I suffer from what I call sit-a-lot syndrome. So I can sit all day for hours. I'm either on Zoom calls, or I'm on conference calls, or I'm working on the computer. So I can sit all day long. And also my hobby, which is recording videos, I tend to be sitting like I am now, recording. So I can sit for a really long period of time. And, I do try to get activity in the morning, and then sometimes, I'll try and go out for a walk in the middle of the day. But really, even sitting for 4 hours, I just hate sitting for that long because it starts to hurt my hips, my back. If I'm not careful, I'll tweak my back sooner. I get this kind of dull pain in my left hip. So I really try to make sure that I get up once in a while. So one of the things that I started doing the last few days is when I start a meeting, I started standing up for at least 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, if I choose to, I can sit down, or I can continue to stand up. Or if I'm working on something that requires me just to listen, instead of like being on the computer during a meeting, then I will at least stand and either do step ups I have a stool under my desk, or I walk around in my tiny little space and just do a little, it's just to move, get some blood flowing into my hips. And so I'm not sitting for so many hours for such a long stretch of time. That's sort of like a little habit that I'm starting. So basically it goes like this. After I start a meeting, I make sure to stand up for at least 15 minutes. And I've been trying to do that since yesterday, doing that today. Even my half-hour meetings, I've been standing for 15 minutes. I find that it really does help in terms of like how I feel the rest of the day. So that's a little tiny habit to try. If you have any thoughts on how you break your sit-a-lot syndrome, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear more about it and get some ideas on how to move, or actually how to not sit so much during the day. For those of you who find yourself sitting quite a bit, love to hear how you kind of get past that. And that's me for today. I'll see you in the next one. Playlist here, Nutrisense videos there, and see you tomorrow. Bye.